It's B2B related, but you can also relate this back to B2C. Hey everybody, my name's Andy. I'm a digital marketer, a strategist, and a consultant. I help brands kind of move closer towards their goals, their objectives for this particular year, and also kind of help them align a bit of purpose around that as well. In this video, I want to kind of talk about this particular article. It's from Marketing Charts, and it's an article that is relevant to B2B marketers specifically, but if you look at the principles behind it, you can actually apply it if you're a business to consumer type of organization as well, right? So this particular report, it's from Demand Gen's report. It's a 2019 B2B buyers survey report, right? And before you go, wait a minute, we're in 2020. Why are we talking about 2019? Hear me out for 2 seconds because it's kind of relevant, right? So here's some relevant stats. 83% often accelerate or put purchasing decisions on hold based on changing business needs and or priorities. And in today's, right now in this economic climate, you're gonna probably see that number kind of creep up a little bit more because they're gonna make sure like the investment that I put into either an agency or into a MarTech stack, is that worth it? Or the current advertising dollars that we spend on Facebook, is it worth it? Am I getting the returns that I kind of need? So they're gonna start looking at those numbers pretty heavily. 75% of B2B buyers surveyed are spending more time researching their purchases. Like I said, the economic crisis is gonna see that number increase as well. 73% say that they now use more sources to research and evaluate purchases. And that's a kind of bit of a flow-on effect that, as B2B marketers or as B2B buyers, they're gonna go back to tendencies as a B2C consumer, right? So think about it, if you're a consumer and you're researching to get the latest and greatest mobile phone or cell phone, you're gonna do your research. You're gonna look at multiple sources from YouTube to tech articles. You're gonna read up on reviews from people that through to anonymous reviews online as well. So you're gonna see that kind of, you're seeing that translate from a B2C to more of a B2B kind of element as well. And so it also kind of references other kind of previous reports around kind of ad spend as well. And ads are actually relevant if you're a B2B marketer, if you're a B2B brand coming through. So it's not only the product that you push out, the unique selling propositions that you have, the great service that you kind of coordinate with your team and have this great kind of marketing operations coming through. It's also the ads. It's making sure that you're catching people at the top of the funnel, that kind of really broad heightened awareness, and then kind of nurturing them through as they get to more of the consideration and purchasing phase. So this is where, like I said before with the stats, people are inclined to do more research on a particular business before they make that decision. So it comes back down to ads. It comes back down to what is the type of content that you're pushing out as a B2B company or as a brand itself. How are you adding value to that reader or that audience daily life in a sense? So if you're a B2B business owner, do you have case studies or do you have white papers that will really help the reader get through their day? It's not just some general ad or general blog post about destinations or anything like that. It's like, no, if you are if you're a B2B business and you're focusing a lot on kind of software management, provide them with tips that will be relevant to your target audience in order for them to act. So giving them value, low-hanging fruit that they can actually push out. If you're a startup like agency or consultant and you're talking to a client, right, you're kind of giving them some low-hanging free advice anyway on like how to improve their website performance. Easy things like, hey, you might want to kind of have a look at like your email marketing and how that kind of pulls your traffic back into your website and seeing how the flow of that. That's kind of what this article has. It's really cool. It's worth having, especially if you are a marketer and you need to justify spend or defend your position. as to why we need to spend money on advertising or why we need to spend money on this particular, like putting money aside to kind of grow this particular channel. It's because, hey, you know, our audience is consuming content within this platform, this domain. We should, as a business, work towards creating content that is relevant, that's reliable, that's on a regular basis for them. Hopefully from there, it helps build awareness from a branding perspective and helps build, like, I guess, a rippling effect if it's a viral type of content as well. And then it will help when it comes to, you know, coordinating a campaign where you're trying to drive growth or you're trying to drive revenue, you know, through your different, you know, customer personas as well. So there are a couple of things that this article, and this is what this article kind of resonated with me. It's, you know, the myriad or the relationship between the information that you create. So, you know, using stats to kind of help customers when they're in that researching phase, when they're taking their time to make that purchasing decision, using ads effectively to help kind of funnel and push your target audience through, you know, the different buying stages from awareness to consideration to through to purchase as well. And also some really quick stats that you can kind of use in your marketing presentations. So I hope this adds a bit of value. Let me know if you have any questions with regards to your business. I'm more than happy to answer that as well. You know, especially if you're working remotely, given the quarantine that's happening all around the world with COVID-19. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll try and answer them. Until next time, have a good day and peace.